Vaccine development is a complex process involving multiple institutions to govern necessary compliance lasting 10 to 15 years. It undergoes multiple phases of scrutiny before reaching humans. The first stage is the exploratory stage, which involves basic laboratory research lasting 2 to 4 years to identify natural or synthetic antigens that might help prevent or treat a disease. Preclinical studies use tissue culture or cell culture systems and animal testing to assess the safety of candidate vaccine. This study ranges between 2 weeks to maximum of 12 months. Then, the investigational new drug application is submitted by the manufacturing company to an institutional review board after successful preclinical tests, stating that the proposed drug is safe for humans and promises a treatment to justify commercial development. And only after their approval, the clinical trials begin with humans as subjects. The 3 phases of trials are performed on different kinds of populations, followed by licensing, and then it comes to the market, marking the beginning of the phase 4 trials. The entire process takes about 8 to 9 years. The final stage is the vaccine adverse event reporting system that monitors real-time data to compare rates of adverse events in recently vaccinated people and is a part of phase 4 trial.
Let's talk about the duration of immunity provided by vaccines. Neither active immunity nor vaccination can provide lifelong immunity. Duration of immunity varies with different diseases and different vaccines. For many diseases, immunity goes away following natural infection. In very young and very old individuals, immunity can be limited. Live vaccines generally induce longer-lived immunity than subunit vaccines. Subunit vaccines frequently require primary causes and boosters. Polysaccharide vaccines do not generate long-lived memory cells. If the interval between doses is too short, the duration of immunity can be limited. For example, polio vaccine lasts 18 years, diphtheria 10 years, and hepatitis B vaccine lasts 20 years. Let's move on to the pros and cons of different types of vaccines. We begin with the attenuated vaccines. They elicit lasting immune response, but also have the possibility of causing infection and side effects. Next is the inactive vaccines. They are more stable, safer to use, and can be easily transported, but they elicit weaker immune response and may require multiple shots. Let's move on to subunits. They have lower risk of adverse reactions but are tricky and time consuming to develop. Additionally, they too may require multiple shots. Next are the RNA vaccines. They're much better and safer at stimulating immune system than other type of vaccines, but they pose a slight risk of disrupting the normal cellular processes and are also restricted to only those pathogens that bear a protein immunogen. Finally, polysaccharide vaccines. They can be safely administered to vulnerable groups, but they too are poorly immunogenic.
Once we have known the basic concept of the vaccine, we still have some questions in our mind. For example, how a typical vaccine is made? Which type of vaccine would be more suitable to fight against COVID-19 virus? Can injecting antibodies or memory B cells as a vaccine as a part of passive immunity be more helpful and effective? Can mapping the structure of spike protein help in vaccine development? Can BCG vaccine protect us from getting the viral infection? Is it possible to produce a vaccine for coronavirus with ionizing radiations? What all are the approaches along with its advantages and disadvantages? And will these approaches differ with the age of the individual? Will a vaccine be able to stimulate a stronger response giving a long lasting immunity? What all risks are involved in vaccine development? Can these risks be health related issues like allergies, etc.? If the development of vaccine is so time consuming, Then how are the companies claiming to launch the vaccine by 15th August? How is the distribution and the production going to be take place and how the measures will be taken? Will the vaccine of COVID-19 virus invented from one country be effective for all the countries? To address such questions, stay tuned with us. We'll be right back on Saturday 10:30 a.m. with our third webinar episode where we'll answer all these questions from our top expert. Thank you.